Good morning. Today we're learning Bobekama Daf Nun Dalet. Today my nephew Yosef God is getting married. It's a big exciting day. And the learning was going to be that l'schusim, that everything should go easy and nice and smooth. Says the Gemara, we're going to start Nun Gimel Amud Beis. Nofal esoiche shor v'kelo v'nishtabru. So we learned in the Mishnah that you potter by kelim that fall into a bor, you only chayev for animal. Masisen de like Rabbi Yehuda, or Mishnah is not like Rabbi Yehuda. The Tanya we learned in the Brisa, Rabbi Yehuda mechayev aniske kelim b'bor. He holds if kelim fall into a bor, you have to pay. My time of the Rabbanon, what's pshat in Rabbanon? Domar krov nofal shoma shor oy chamor. So we darshan shor v'loy odom that your bor is potter for a person, chamor v'loy kelim, only a donkey and not kelim. Rabbi Yehuda oy l'rabbi says a kelim. It says shor oy chamor, so or is merabah the kelim fei chayev. Rabbanon oy mi boy lechalik. You need oy to tell you that you don't need, you're not chayev only if it says shor v'chamor. You'd think only if an ox and a donkey fell and then you chayev. Kamash malon, even if one of them you're chayev. Rabbi Yehuda lechalik min v'nofal nafka. He learns it because v'nofal is one. It's not beloshen rabbim. So therefore, we learned there that it's only one of them. So why did it say oy? It's come to tell you oy to mimerabe kelim. V'rabonon v'nofal tuve mashma. Even though that says v'nofal v'loshen yochid, it could still be mean a few. Like Rashi says, it says v'oso betzalel v'oliov. It says v'oso loshen yochid, and then it says two people. It doesn't say v'osu. So we can see the Torah sometimes uses a loshen yochid even when we talk about rabbim. Frek the Gemara, Ema v'nofal klal. Maybe v'nofal is klal, anything that falls in. Shor v'chamor prat, it tells you specifically dafka, or ox or donkey. And then klal prat, what the din is, ein b'chlal ele masha b'frat. It's only specifically what it says in the prat whenever you have a klal prat. Shor v'chamor in, only an ox or donkey, midar chuliloi, nothing else. Amri, we say, Baal Abor yeshalem, choza v'kolal. It says that Baal Abor has to pay, his mashma he has to pay. Whatever happens, it's another klal. Klal upratu klal. Now, when you have a klal upratu klal, it's not like a klal uprat. Yatadon elakein prat, similar to the prat, but not specifically the prat. Ma prat mefurush, where it says clearly is bali chaim, is something alive. Af kol bali chaim, anything that's an animal. I ma prat mefurush dovash nevlosem etame b'mago masa. Maybe I'll tell you, no, let's exclude more animals. Only thing that's chayev is something that if it's dead, if it's an avela, if it's metame by touching it, and even if you don't touch it, only you hold it, even if it's not touching you, if you carry it without touching you, let's say it's something on top of you that you carry in a box, you still make yitome. Afkol dorosh nevlosem metame b'mago masa, anything that's metame b'mago masa is also included. Aval oifus loy, but oifus that fall into a bur, you won't be chayev. If you learn klal pratu klal, says the Gemara, says the Gemara, if so, if this is what the Torah wanted to tell you, you shouldn't say shur ana chamor, you should say only shur or only chamor, and then we'll learn already lafuke oifos. So the Gemara, no, that doesn't make sense. Which one will you write? Ikosav shur, if you'll only write to ox, you'd say hava min korov legabe mezbeach, only an animal that's kosher for mezbeach, a cow or ox, a goat, a sheep, she'enu kol legabe mizbeach, something like a donkey, let's say, that you can't bring on the mizbeach, loy. V'yikos v'rachmon lechamor, and if it's only a donkey, avamina, kodesh b'bchor in, only something that's kodesh b'bchor, that has the b'chor on it in, she'en kodesh b'bchor, something that doesn't have kedushas b'chor, loy. So that's why you have to say shor v'chamor. So maybe it says shor v'chamor, and it's coming to me, ma'it oifos. It says, and the dead animal should be to the owner. Anything that dies, and a bird also could die, and therefore it's merabah also oifos. Ask the Gemara kasha, bein rabbanon de komemate kelim, bein if rabbanon who say that chamar v'lo kelim, bein Rabbi Yehuda de komar v'lo kelim, who says that kelim, the special oil to tell you that you chayev kelim b'nei misin. We just said that we learn from Meisi Eloi everything. Does a keli die? Amri said the Gemara shivirosom duim misosom. Yeah, they don't die. The neshama doesn't go out, but when they break, that's called them dying. and therefore it's included in V'amesi Eloi, the broken pieces. So the Gemara Kasha Rav do Omak Bar Shechiv of Torah, the Chiv of Bar of the Torah is lehevlo, is for the bad air inside, v'lo lechavoto, is not for the bang. Beiner Rabbanon, Beiner Rabuda, Beiner Rabbanon who's merabek, who's memayit kelim. Beiner Rabuda is merabek kelim. Kelim b'nei havlan. How does kelim get break from bad air? An animal could have bad air and die, but a kelim break from that. So the Gemara Amri bechadeti p'tuma nu kelim the mifki me'avla. If they have a bad pressure of air, bad air, they could break. They could, because they knew they didn't get used yet. So any pressure breaks them. So therefore Rabbanon says no. The Chiddush Torah, they even kelim chadotim that there is havla, chayev. And Rabbi Yehuda says, is coming to Rabbi that kelim chadotim you're chayev. So it's the lefirav only kelim chadoshim you'll be chayev abur. So the Gemara Kasha, you said v'amesi Eloi. We're learning from it to tell you oifos and all balechaim, but we need it for a different drasha. The Omar Rava shor psulam gdoshim, shor that's possible for mukdash, like shor, let's say a bechor, and you poider it. So now it's mamish yours. It's it's yours. It belongs to you. You could check it and eat it. Shenofal a bor, but he fell into a boy pot. Why? Shenema v'amesi Eloi. The Torah says b'misha amesi sheloi. When are you chayiv? When there is a matzav of that amesi, you could use it. Yotozeh, this one, this bechor that you poider it after you had a psul. She'ein amesi sheloi. That even though they're allowed to shechter and eat it, but if it dies, you're not allowed to give its nevela to the dog. So the nevela has no value. So there's no v'amesi Eloi. So it's memayit that. So how are you telling me v'amesi Eloi is coming to Merabah? We need it. Elo markro nupshat. Kesef yoshev l'rab leba'olov. It says you should pay back money to the bailim. L'rabah it's called the izbe bailim. You say you pay back money to the bailim. So anything that has bailim. So the Gemara yochi afilu kelim v'odom nami. If so, kelim have bailim, and odom also have bailim, a eved. So the Gemara, Makro, sure, no, they're the mute, sure, veloy odom, chamar, veloy kelim, it's come to mind, these things. Correct the Gemara, Rabbi Yehuda, the Kumarabi, le kelim, Rabbi Yehuda who holds that, is coming to tell you that you are chayav for kelim, bishlem is sure, we know why the Torah wrote, sure, mimayit be odom, it's come to tell you that you potter for odom. Elo chamor might be. Why is the Torah writing chamor? There's no mute learned out of it. Why did the Torah write chamor? The Torah should write only shor. So the Gemara Elo Marava chamor the word chamor in the parsha of Bar Rabbi Yehuda lefishetas Rabbi Yehuda not lefirabonon. Because lefirabonon we know what it's coming to tell you. Lefishetas Rabbi Yehuda v'seh the word seh of Aveda that the divrei hakoil lefi everyone. Kasha, we don't really know why the Torah wrote it because we don't have any drasha to learn from Seh for Lefishitas everyone and Chamor Lefishitas Rabbi Yehuda. Said in the Mishnah, Nofal Esoichoi, fell in the boy Shor Cher Shoyte V'Kotum Chayev. Said the Gemara, my Shor Cher Shoyte V'Kotum, what did that mean? Ilem a Shor Shel Cher Shor Shel Shoyte Shor Shel Kotum, that it's talking about that it belongs to a Cher Shel Shoyte V'Kotum, this ox. It's mashma if it would belong to a healthy adult. Potter. You'll be potter if it falls into a boil. Doesn't make sense. Why should you be potter? No, it means that the ox itself is a shoyter. The ox itself is a cheresh, the ox itself is a cotton, and then you're chayev. Said the Gemara on the base, hashoshu pikech potter. So you want to tell me that an ox that's healthy and old and not stupid, you'll be potter if he falls into a boil? Or means not only not only that you'll be chayev obviously, you might have thought that's a cheresh or shoyte v'koten maybe you could say no, I'm potter. Because you know why he fell in the bird? Because he didn't see where he's going. Because he's a cheresh, he's not wise, or he's young. He doesn't know yet how to take care of himself. So I'm potter on the bird. So and you'll be potter, and it should be potter. Kamashma on the chiddush of the Mishnah that even these shvarim, even these ochayev. Omar le Ravacha le Ravina can't be. Vatanya we learned in the Brisa. No fale soicha bradas potter. It says if he's wise. if he's wise, doesn't say who the one who fell in, but the one who fell in is wise. Potter, my love, sure, baradas. It doesn't not mean that it's a sure baradas, and you could see that sure baradas, he'll be potter, not like what we said, that he'll be chayev. Omalei loy, odom. It means baradas, it means a person who's a baradas. Elo me'ato, odom ben das u de potter, you'll only be potter by bor if a wise person fell in, hola baradas, if it's a shoita, but a person who de chayev, then you will be chayev. How could that be? We learned shor v'lo odom ksiv. It doesn't say what type of person, it says any type of person you're potter. Elo ben das, when it says in the Braisa ben das, it means min ben das, a type of a wise type of creature that's a human, but even a not wise human, you still be potter. But it doesn't mean specifically ben das. It means a type of ben das, and that means a human. Of Malay said Temekasha Vatanya, we learned in the Braisa clearly, Nofal esoichi shor ben das, says clearly that the ben das is going on the shore potter. Says clearly they're potter. Elo marova, says Rava, shor veru cherish, shor veru shoyte, shor veru kotter, dafka. Really, dafka sure that he's a cherish shoyte v'kotter, then you're pot chayev. Aval shor veru pikeach, but sure that he's a wise shor potter. My time at the boiler, you name it, he shouldn't have fallen in the boiler. Why? It's his fault that he fell in the boiler. He should know to be aware, not to fall. An animal knows to be aware of the edge of the cliff. Tani Nami Ochi, we learned also in the Braisa, no Falesoicha Shurcher Shoite Vekotlan, Vesuma Umahalech Balayla, fell into the boiler sure who's a cherish, who's a shoite, who's a cotton, or he's blind, or he's walking at night and he's wise, but he can't see the boiler chayev. Pikeach, but if he's wise, umahalech bayoim, and he's going in the day where he could see, potter. So it comes out a very big chiddush. It comes out from our Mishnah that the whole chiyuv of the bor that we learned until now, the chayev, is dafka when you could say that you can't blame the animal in falling in. It was at night, it was a cher shur, etc. But if it was a wise shur in the day and he fell in the bor, you could tell the owner, sorry, your shur should have be careful and not fallen in, and that's a massive big chiddush. Says the Mishnah, Echod shor ve'echod kol behemo le'nefilas habor. When the Torah is mechayev and says a chayev for bor, doesn't have to be dafka shor, it could be any type of behemo. Ula afrosh asar sinai. There's a din that when Hashem gave the Torah, there was Hashem told Klal Yisrael that no animals are allowed onto Ar Sinai. So we're saying it doesn't mean over there any specific behema. We're saying it means also any type of behema. Ula tashlumi kefel, if a ganem steals, it doesn't matter what type of behema, he's chayev. Kefel, to pay double if we catch him. Ula hashavas aveda, to do hashavas aveda yichayev for all types of animals. Leprika, if someone's overloaded and he needs help to take it off. It doesn't have to be especially an ox or donkey, it could be any animal, you have to help him unload. Lichasima, that you're not allowed to block him when he's doing melacha with food, you're meant to let him eat. It's not especially a shur. Even if you take a dog and use him for some type of melacha that has food, you have to let him eat. Le kilaim. So kilaim has two types of kilaim. It means that you're not allowed to mix any two behemoths and use them together in one melacha, like to plow your field. And also you're not allowed to breed any two types of behemoths. You're not allowed to take a cow and a donkey and breed them together. Ule Shabbos, that you said on Shabbos, you're not allowed that your behemoth should do melacha, should work. So not only Yishor Chamor, any type of behemoth is not allowed to do melacha on Shabbos. V'chein chaya v'oif kayoytze bohen. And not only a behemoth, also a chaya, your lion or your bear, and a bird, your chickens, etc. In Kain Lama Nema Shor Chamor. Why did the Torah say Shor Chamor if all of them are chayev? So the Gemara Leshetibe Akosa Ba'oive, because most times the Torah is talking in normal cases. In normal cases, you use a Shor Chamor for loading or for using them to plow your field, etc. Use them for melacha. So that's why the Torah spoke about this lashon. But really, the Torah means any type of behema, any type of chaya, any type of birds. So says the Gemara now is going to go through all these cases and tell you what's the source in the Torah, how we know that it doesn't mean specially a shor or chamor. לנפילה סבור, how do we know? Kesev Yoshev Lebaolov Ksiv Kol Deis Bei Bailim. Anything that has Bailim, Kedarmon, like we said in Amud Aleph. La Froshas Al Sinai, to keep him off our Sinai, because it says, Im Behema Im Ish Lo Yechaya. Anyone, if it's an animal or Behema or person, won't live. V'chaya B'chlal Behema. Have, and we know that Chaya is included in Behema. How do we know that? Rashi says, it says in the pasuk, this is a behema shdit, and it says afterwards, ayol v'tzvi. That's not called a behema, so we can see that chaya is included in behema. And it says in behema, im ish. The rabbi says tell you that also your chicken shouldn't go up on our Sinai. L'tashlume kefel. How do we know that any type of animal kedamrinan, like we learned elsewhere, al kol dvar pesha klal. Al kol dvar pesha. Kol dvar pshia, anything they could do pshia with, and that means any type of animal or even every type of metaltalim. So yichayv kefir. Lashon aveda. How do we know? Because it says the chol aveda sachicha. It says clear any type of aveda. So not only a shor chamor. Leprika, to help him unload yolif chamor and Shabbos. It says by prika chamor, and by Shabbos it says chamor, and by Shabbos we're going to learn soon. That means not only a chamor, so also chamor or prika is not only a chamor. Lechasima, not to block the animal when you do melach of it. Yalif shor Shabbos. It says by chasima that you're not allowed to loy sachson shor bedisho, and by Shabbos it says shor. Like Shabbos it means, like we're going to see soon, not only shor, so also chasima doesn't mean only shor. Lekilayim, how do we know? Ikilayim de charisha. If we're talking about not to plow your field with a shor and chamor, yolif shor Shabbos. It says by charisha of kilayim shor, and by Shabbos it says Shabbos. Sure. So also like Shabbos is also any type of behema. So also by charisha, any type of behema, you're not allowed to take two types and be charish your field with them. Ikilayim darbara. If we're talking about mating your animals, taking two types of animal and breeding them, yolif be'emtecho b'Shabbos. It says about that you're not allowed to breed two types of animals. It says be'emtecho, and by Shabbos says be'emtecho. Like Shabbos, it means any type of animal needs to be shoyvis on Shabbos. So also breeding, it means any two types of animals. The Gabi Shabbos minolon. Okay, we looked at everything is from Shabbos. Where Shabbos itself? Where do we know that it means everything? The Tanya Rabbi Yossi Mishum Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Yossi says in the name of Rabbi Shmuel, but Dibros Harishonos, in the first Dibros in Parshas Yisro Nemar, it says Avdecha, your slave, Amoscha, your woman slave, Ube'emtecha, and your animal. With Dibros Achronis, and in the last Dibros in Parshas Veschanan, Nemar v'Shorcha, it says adds on Shorcha, your ox, v'Chamarcha, your donkey, v'Chol Be'emtecha, and all your animals. V'aloi Shor v'Chamor b'Chlal Kol Behema. Hoyu. It says Chol Be'emtecha, so that includes Shor v'Chamor. V'lama Yotzu, why did the Torah write them specifically? Lo Yimalecha Ma Shor v'Chamor Omukan. Like Shor v'Chamor that says over here by Shabbos, Chayav v'Oiv Kayoytze Behem. It's also Chayav v'Oiv, like we just learned, and we're going to see soon how we know that it's also Chayav v'Oiv if it says Chol Be'emtecha. Af kol Chayav v'Oiv Kayoytze Behem. Also the other one that we learned Shor Be'emtecha Chamor from Shabbos is also not only Shor Chamor, it's included all the other ones. Said the Gemara, Ema, maybe, let's learn like this. Be'ema, the Dibros Rishon is Klal. The Be'ema of the first parasha of Matan Torah and Yisro is a Klal. Shorcha v'Chamorcha, the Dibros Achronis in Veschanan, it says Shorcha v'Chamorcha Prat. It's specific. Klal or Prat, when you have a Klal and then you have specific. Ein b'Chlal Masha b'Frat. Let's learn Shor v'Chamor in, especially ox or donkey. Midarchin Eloi, nothing else. Amri says the Gemara, no. V'chol de'emtecho, since it said the Dibros Achronis in the Parshas Veschanan, it says v'chol de'emtecho chosa v'klal. You have a klal afterwards. Says the Gemara, still klal or prat klal yatadon ela ke'ina prat. Okay, very good. You don't say specifically only chamor v'shor, and it's klal or prat klal. So very good. You learn it's a klal or prat klal, but it's still ke'ina prat. Let's say ma prat. What the specific thing is mefurish balechaim. Afkol balechaim. Also anything that's balechaim. and not chayav oif. Emo ma prat mefurish. Sorry, and let's say ma prat mefurish dova shenivlosu mitaba b'mago maso, and dafkach shor chamor, that if it dies, if you touch it or you carry it, like we said on Amud Aleph, it's metame af kol dova, anything that's shenivlosu, that the corp is metame b'mago maso. Aval oifos loy. How do we know that oifos mechuyev and shvita on Shabbos? Amri says a Gemara, Imkei nichte rachmona chad prota. You should write only oshor or chamor. Why did it say both? It's coming to tell you also oifos. Says the Gemara, we had the Shakra V'Tara and Amud Aleph. Ein nichte, which one would you write? Rachmona equals to rachmona shor. If you don't write shor, haba, I mean, I would say kol regabe mizbeach. You only mechuyev on Shabbos, on Shvita, on something that you could bring up as a korban. That you chayav on she'ein kol legabe mizbeach, something that you can't bring to the mizbeach like a chamor. Loy koser rachmona chamor. That's why you need to write chamor. The koser rachmona chamor. If the Torah only write chamor, hava min, I might afford kodesh b'bchor, only thing that's chayav that has kedushas b'chor in she'ein kodesh b'bchor loy, and maybe birds not, or a lion that is no din b'chor on a lion, you know mechuyev on shvita on Shabbos. Koser rachmona shor. That's why the Torah writes shor, to tell you all types of animals. So how do we know birds? Elo, says the Gemara, Nupshat. V'chol be'emtecha, it says v'chol be'emtecha, and all the animals of v'chol is rebuyehu. It's coming to include everything, also birds. Frak the Gemara, v'chol eichet de kosa v'achmona kol rebuyehu. Whenever it says kol, it means to include everything. V'oga be'maisa, we know that there's a din that you have to bring maisa. 13 years of your produce, you have to bring the maisa and eat the produce in Yerushalayim. And the problem is it gets ruined. So the Torah has a solution. If you live far away in the Golil, so you could take your money, take your Peres Maisa, and change your money, and then take the money to Yerushalayim and buy with it stuff and eat it there instead of where you had your fruit in the Golil. And it says, we don't say it's kol ribuye, we say klal prat. The Tanya that we learned in the Brayta of Nasato Kesef. And what could you use this money for? B'chol asher ta'ave nafshecho, whatever you want. Klal. That's including everything. Baboko v'tzoin b'yayin v'seicha prat. And then it says specifically animals and wine and beer. Prat specifically. B'chol asher tishol nafshecho. Then it says again, wherever you want to buy. Chozav klal. He was koilele again. Klal or prat klal. So we say over there, when we have a klal or prat klal, iatadon elekein prat, only like similar to the prat. Ma prat mefurish primi pri. Meaning something like wine or beer or animals that's primi pri. That cow has a baby or a goat has a baby or a grape. In the grape, you have a seed. You could grow another grape. Or in the beer also, that's made out of things that grow. V'gedulei karka, and it grows on the ground, or it grows from the ground, or it grows on the ground like the animals. Afkol primi pri, also for Maisa you could use the money for anything keina prat, that's primi pri, that grows one from each other. V'gedulei karka, and grows on the ground, and it's coming lafuke, water and salt, that it doesn't come one from each other, it doesn't have seeds. And also Rashi says also mushrooms are excluded. And there's a machlokes rishonim, are mushrooms excluded or not? Because l'chora it's a bit shver, why should mushrooms be excluded? Because mushrooms do have type of seeds, I think they're called sprouts, or I can't remember exactly the name, but it's a type of seed at the bottom of the mushroom. But maybe because the rishonim, like Rashi, learned that mushroom not is because they don't grow from the ground, they grow from themselves. But that's another sugya. So we could see that kol is not ribuye, it's a klal. We don't say we include everything. Over there it says kol, and we don't say includes everything. So the Gemara, Amri, b'chol, when it says b'chol with a base klolo, it's just a klal. Kol, when it says kol without a base ribuye, it's coming to include everything. Ibo say another teretz, kol nami klolahu. When it says kol, even without a base, it's a klal. It's not included everything. Miu, but a high kol da'ocho, it says over here kol ribu. it is coming to include everything. Why? It could have said animal without saying kol. It's like it says in Yisroi, because why did the Torah change in the parsha later on in Dibra Shnias and write v'chol behem techo shma minor ribuye? It's coming to include everything. Said the Gemara, Ashta the Omras kol ribuye who now they say kol is coming to include everything. Behem techo the Dibra Sharishonos. Where it says in Yisroi, Be'em Techo, V'shor v'chamor, and shor v'chamor, specifically the Dibur Sarchon, is like say clearly in Parshas V'schanan, the second time where it's in the Torah, Matan Torah, Lomali, why do you need to say it? L'chora uchol, it's included everything. Why did it say these things specific? Amri says the Gemara, shor, like more shor l'chasima. It says shor, they can learn shor to chasima, they could say like a Shabbos, you also to use your shor also in chasima, not only you're not allowed to use to block your shor from eating also other animals. Chamor, why did it say chamor? Like more chamor leprika, they tell you like by prika it says chamor and by Shabbos it says chamor. Like by Shabbos it doesn't mean only chamor because it says kol. Also by prika it doesn't mean only chamor because we learn from Shabbos. Behem techo, why does it say behem techo your animals? Like mura behem techo lekilayim, to tell you that if you mate your animals, you're not allowed to do it two different types. If you breed two different types, it's also not only shor chamor, you're not allowed to tie any two types of animals, you're not allowed to breed. Because you learn it from Shabbos, from behem techo. Frag the Gemara, yochi afilu odom litza, if you're telling me we learn be'em techo from Kilayim, from Shabbos, like on Shabbos, a person's also to do melach on Shabbos, let's also learn that Adam is not allowed to go with his cow and plow his field together because it's Kilayim. Alomotnan, why did we learn in the Mishnah Mefurish Adam Mutem Kulam? A person is allowed to plow his field together with the cow tied to the machresha and pull together. Lachroish to plow, limshoich and to pull. It's Kilayim, we should learn from Shabbos, like Shabbos is also Adam, also Kilayim should be also. Omar Rav Papa, says Rav Papa, Pepunoi Yadi, the people from Pupunoi, it's a place, time, the Homilsa. Someone from Papunoi know the reason for this meal. So Monu, who is the person from Papunoi who know this? Rav Acha Bar Yaakov, he knows it. Omar Kro, it says in the Pasuk, Leman Yenuach, it says about in the Pasuk of Shabbos, Leman Yenuach, Avdicho v'amoscho komoicho, your Eved and your woman slave has to rest on Shabbos like you. So we say le'anocha ikashtiv, only fa'anocha for resting. Then we have this hekesh that it's like you. Then we say, it says Rashi, le'anocha ikashtiv Eved v'omo lebehema, v'loi le'inyan asa acher. For the other Yisurim, it's not coming to include and tell you that the Eved and Oma is also to lead the cow together and plow the field. Thank you very much.